guys, how you doing? Oh, good. How you liking BABSCon? Awesome, awesome. So, I was wondering, how many of you have played Legends of Equestria? Oh, that's a good amount. That's a good amount. Well, those of you who haven't, you will get to be able to play next weekend, April 10th through 12th, if I'm not mistaken. And the servers will be open for that time. So you will be able to get in, make your own pony, and you know, do what you like. So, as I said before, I'm Blue Ink. This is Brick Stonewood. Back here, we have one of our implementers. His name is Abacus. Hello. And yeah, so that's us. Let's get started. Let's make ourselves an adorable little horse. Later on, we will be having questions, so you guys can ask us basically anything you like, and you know, we'll be able to get all your questions answered and stuff like that. So that'll be good. Now, let's see. So, do you guys want to make a pony? Would you like to do that? All right, sounds good. So here's our randomly generated pony. The randomly generated ponies are good, don't get me wrong, and they have great names. Their names are really cool.
It's backwards here, I can't read it. What does that say?
Starbucks. Well, earlier we got into one named Mango Spray, which was a good one. Burnt Steak is my personal favorite that I got from the randomizer. The randomizer is great. Anyway, as you can see, we have some choices. Boy or girl, and what species? So, let's start. Boy or girl? Boy? Girl. Let's go girl. And then, let's see, Pegasus, Unicorn, or Earth Pony?
Seems to be no wrong in Pegasus.
That is a lot of Pegasus. Yes, right. Pegasus Master Race it is. Alright, there we go. Now, next creator screen. Let's choose colors, shall we? Alright, there's eye and body colors. What color should the body be?
Yellow!
Oh, red and black? I'm sorry. No. Purple! I heard a very enthusiastic purple. That's purple. Extremely bright purple. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now let's go for the eye color. Eye color. Yellow. 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 I'm hearing mostly yellow. Alright, now hair.
Green!
I like that.
Alright, hair. Let's hair. Green hair, I heard? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Just do that, Abacus, right there.
You know what? I like it. It's bright, it's edgy. Perfect. No, seriously, what color? Bright blue. I like bright blue. That's a good color. Alright, let's go. Now, let's see, hairstyles. That looks good. That one. Alright, there we go.
Let's keep going.
Alright, cutie mark.
Talent.
Women's. Oh, like the heart. Did you see the heart? Heart. Fire. Fire hat. Alright. Oh, good idea. Easter. That's a good one. Alright. The paw. Get the paw. Alright. Now, the time has come to name this pony. Horse. Horse what? Horse. Alright. Horse it is. It's better than Mr. Swag.
Okay. Now we've got our horse. Let's.
Alright. let's get in game.
Jump into the game.
Let's get in the game. Let's go. All right, and because we are starting off as a Pegasus, we will land in Cloudopolis, which is a very beautiful city that many of you who have played have probably seen. But yeah, pretty nice place overall.
Yeah, no, I would agree. The architecture in this city, I think we've already like talked about at some length, but it is definitely like inspired by a sort of mix of different
Cultures.
No, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Inspired from a mix of what we've seen, you know, in the show we all know and love. And right now we're heading over to the Zeppelin, the airship right now, because the only way to get to Cloudopolis, other than, the only way to get to Cloudopolis is by going on the airship, which should be up over there-ish. I don't know, it's backwards. But yeah, so we'll start by heading off over there. In the meantime, we are heading off right now to find the Crystal Kingdom. And I don't know, how many of you have seen the Crystal Kingdom in-game? Oh, very few. Very few.
No,
okay.
We haven't showcased that map at a panel or anything yet. The last open server, it was available to play as. And the really interesting thing specifically about the Crystal Kingdom, and it's going to take them a little bit to get there because you can't access it from Cloudopolis specifically. But the really interesting thing about the Crystal Kingdom map is that it was made entirely, minus a few, touch-ups, etc. It was made entirely by one 3D modeler over the course of, what, 3 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Just a few months.
Which is seriously impressive. His name is Firanor, and he's very talented. Very talented,
yeah. We actually weren't planning originally on putting the Crystal Kingdom into the game this early. And you can kind of tell if you go there because there's fewer NPCs, etc., than in the other towns. And that's because we, until he sort of came and said, yeah, I can do the entire Crystal Kingdom. I've got, a bunch of work on it that, like, I want to contribute for you guys. Before that happened, we were planning on doing a few other towns first and then sort of tackling that one later.
So originally, you would have had something like, Applewood, Dodge Juncture, and then what was the one after that? Was it?
The next town after that
was
actually Manhattan.
Manhattan, yeah.
Originally.
Originally, you would have seen those cities before you would have seen Crystal Kingdom. So you get you got to jump ahead. And so imagine us as writers, making a storyline for all of those, and then we end up getting this city dropped on us, which is great. But then we had to fill it in, so that way there would be NPCs there and things like that.
Yeah.
So
no, it was definitely great to just like have this city just sort of like show up and whatever, and like it's been like a little bit of a, I guess. Well, I mean, the whole thing's a playground, of course, so that's not really, but like, just sort of like, all right, here's this thing, and you can write basically whatever you want for it. A lot of the NPCs that we do have in there are going to eventually be retextured, and you can tell by the names on a lot of them if you look at them, but they are intended to be crystal ponies in a more finalized version, not as a playable race, but as a race of NPCs in the game. Yeah, so they should be crystallized when the time comes. So as you can see, it's all pretty well laid out. Very familiar. And there's the central tower, and we actually have a couple of really nice inside buildings for it. There's the what's it called? I always call it the gym. It's not the gym. It's a stadium. It's a stadium.
It's a stadium.
There's a stadium. There is a spa in the town that you can go in right now, and there's, I believe, in the works right now is the town's library, which I don't believe is accessible right now.
Yeah, not right now.
We've been doing a lot of work on that interior, and yeah, here's the inside of the stadium right now. You can see. Was it also Firanor who did all the interiors?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe Firanor also made all of these, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's kind of a machine.
Yeah, no, which is really cool. But so we like the gym, but now we're going to head over to to the Heartlands, where we have a new feature we want to show everyone. How many of you have been to the Heartlands in-game? Okay, so a good amount, a good amount. You will know that it is teeming with, timberwolves and, what are those chickens called?
You mean the cockatrice?
The cockatrices, yes. And, they'll be everywhere, and they'll be fighting you and stuff. And so we have a lot of new things planned. Currently in, nice going.
How did you even manage that?
But yes, a lot of new things planned. What let's see. What do we have new that's planned?
Okay, that's actually really interesting because what we've been doing up to this point What we've been doing up to this point is concentrating a lot of focus on getting these areas that we really wanted to see in the game. Most of the time in development was spent getting the starter towns and all of the content that we've already got in those down. Now, there are a few core systems that are in the game that we have been doing extensive work on lately just because, the first iterations of them just didn't really look exactly the way we wanted to, and this has been a really good time for us lately to sort of go back and try and fix that.
And sort of fix bugs you may have seen. Yeah. For instance, the item bug that was a couple of open servers ago has been completely fixed, and the item system has actually been completely redone with a friendlier GUI and stronger core basis for that. Yeah. And you'll probably be seeing that at the Everfree Northwest, which we will be at. And probably next week as well at the open server. In addition to items, we have also, some of you may have noticed while playing, that the storyline characters, that is the ones who have the
2D artwork.
That have the 2D artwork in front of them, like Flan and Astral. They would get confused if you were doing multiple quests and would go up to them and be like, hey, I'm doing this quest, I'm trying to get some cookies, and then, they'd talk about, where's the package, and, it wouldn't work. But we are fixing that. We do actually have a system in place to fix what we're calling quest tangling.
Yeah, we're actually completely revamping how dialogue trees work right now to accommodate for having multiple quests tied to the same NPC, et cetera, because the system that we had for that has just been binary checks mostly, and we're trying, it's still going to be a lot of checks, but without getting too technical, we're trying to better accommodate for having a bunch of variables at the same time like that in the quest.
Oh, and of course, we are putting in a bajillion more quests. Bajillion is an approximate number. We have, I think, 4 new quests from the last open server, which was fairly recent.
4, for sure. The implementers, we have a new lead for the implementation team. Before that, it was just me, and I'm already, in charge of a lot, so it was a little bit slow going, but Rattletrap, who you're probably going to see in-game for a minute to help us showcase something, is the new implementation leader and has been doing a fantastic job of moving that along more quickly so that we get more of the quests that we've already written actually into the game, because there are a ton, hundreds actually, of just already written quests that for
hundreds, oh my goodness,
either technical reasons, like we don't have a system that the quest needs in, or for just reasons of having
that being said, here's what we want to show you. It's coming up, it's a cute little town, but you will now, as you know, we have a combat system. You can fight lots of things, but you haven't really been able to fight each other. So you can now 1v1 someone in Legends of Equestria, should you feel like it, because we are going to have player versus player combat, and it does involve dancing. I'm just kidding, it doesn't involve dancing. Only if you wanted to, so fight. This is the very early stages of player versus player. They just keep dancing. Uh-oh. Oh, there's one of our programmers, and he is unhappy.
Okay, now, as you can see, the health bar is actually going down.
Yes, that is. One of these horses will pass out in front of you.
That is the very, early stages that we have of a player versus player system. You're actually witnessing, minus the test that we did earlier, this is the first fight in the history of Legends of Equestria ever to take place, so...
So if we lose, we will have a 100% loss rate, and we will be the worst Legends of Equestria player.
Horse will forever be known as worst pony. And,
poor horse. But yeah, no, horse.
You really let us down, horse.
Horse is down.
We bet on the wrong horse. That's not even a pun, it's true.
Anyway, yes, they will, poor horse will try to train and improve and do better. That being said, coming up, not at this open server, but at the open server afterward, we will be having an experience system. So finally you'll be able to level up and, get stronger than other players and unlock new stages, new quests, stuff like that. So, that'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I would like to say also that the PvP is not going to be just wherever, whenever. We're going to have it regulated to certain zones, etc., so that nobody's allowed to just follow you around when you're trying to roleplay and just keep killing you over and over, making you faint over and over again, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Anyone who's sort of worried about that, implementing a PvP system, we will definitely keep it regulated to the areas where it's appropriate. 148.
All right. But yeah, no, in addition to PvP, we have quite a few other things planned as well. I know it's kind of funny to transition from ponies fighting to talking about how we will now have young ponies in the game. That is fillies and colts. And they should be playable pretty soon here, actually.
Yeah, very soon.
Some of you may have seen from the last open server that a few NPCs were children. Their hair wasn't attached, but they were children. And those are getting the final touches put on them, and they should actually be playable. Not this open server, but the next one.
Yeah, and the only reason they're not playable during this open server coming up here is we do have the models completely done. We do have them rigged and animated. It's just there are a few finishing touches, like they're not compatible with the manes and tails currently, that sort of thing, and we need to get the we need to get that implemented really before we can add it as an option for players. But otherwise, they're very close to reaching a stage where we can actually have them in, as are a number of other things. Books being one of them, actually.
Books have been very close to being put in. We have tens of thousands of words for you to read in books, in lore books about the universe and about even other ponies you interact with.
We have a writer on staff who some of you might have actually heard of, Saddle Soap Opera. He's kind of got a fan fiction following, but he at one point went and ponified the entire art of war, Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and we're planning to have that entire text as a library book in-game that you can just go and read if you want.
It is remarkably silly. But, yeah, so that's what we wanted to show you and talk about a little bit. Now, we are ready to answer some questions. If you like, there will be there should be a mic over here at some point, and y'all will be able to ask us questions and stuff. So, are any of you interested in doing that? Yeah, there are a few. Go ahead and line up, if at all possible, right over there, and the con staff will have you accommodated very soon. Oh, as you can see, also we've made a few changes to the chat box as well. It runs far smoother than before. It used to it used to have a lot of problems and be kind of buggy, but actually the one you saw earlier, Natforth, who was dancing, actually went in and fixed all of the bugs related to that. So he's also fixed trading a lot, which is fantastic. So we have a very dedicated team of people, and they do this all in their free time, and it's great. So all right, are we ready for questions? Hi.
Hi. So when do you think, just as the whole project, will this be open for longer periods of time than just weekends and such?
Sadly, due to the nature of a volunteer project, I can't give you a definite estimate, but I can point you to the fact that we're going to have the experience system in soon, and because of that, we should actually be surprisingly close. You notice also that we've had our servers very stable recently. They used to not be. I think everybody remembers the login game, and where you barely made it in sometimes. But
yeah, it's been so far. One of the reasons, I guess I should say, that we haven't done that is because it's been such a matter of like find all these bugs, try to fix them, etc. And whenever someone finds a really exploitable bug or something like that, goes and shares it with their friends and everything else, there is a need a lot of times then, and a lot of times just for the sake of programming purposes and for the sake of memory, etc. Before we know exactly how much of everything we need to have to just sort of take the characters that we have and say, all right, sorry, we're going to have to wipe them for one reason or another and just kind of start fresh. It's unfortunate when it happens.
That being said, that we mentioned bugs, you all, when you play, please try to find bugs. That is the purpose of having you guys play, so that is completely okay. But yes, there are a lot of things that are leading to us being able to have the game open for longer periods of time, and I'm hoping I don't want to give any estimates. I'm really sorry.
We're reaching a stage where it's going to probably be very soon where wiping characters like that is no longer the best method of.
What are you doing? Run away!
And when that happens, and when we've got the experience system actually in, we're going to really push toward making that happen. That's going to be another one of the big factors that we can just say, okay. Obviously we want everyone to be able to play the game and etc. whenever they want to, and it's just sort of a goal that we're working toward.
Long answer short, soon Valve time.
Yeah.
Do you also think that at some point you'll add some community input for mains and cutie marks and stuff like that?
Yes, we're looking in the future to get a lot of community input for stuff like that. So, because see, the problem is with those sorts of things, they're rather low priority, because we have to have our people focus on putting in core mechanics, things like that. But when that time does come, yes, we're going to need a lot of suggestions for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Hi, I had a couple questions. I was wondering if you guys were planning on implementing some kind of guild or company system for groups of players to play together.
We do have, do we have that in? We do have that planned, I know, herds. And I think right now we have a party system that is in, but you could only do it through text, there's no GUI for it. But yes, we do plan to have that, and I think we have a very early version of it in.
I was also wondering if you were going to have, it's kind of ridiculous, but raids for ponies to all group together and kill stuff, I guess?
We really want to, yes.
Yeah.
We're planning to, we have to, I think we have a system for that in planning. Did design make one for those?
I think Popey's been talking about a raid system.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have one made, so but it needs to be programmed, and programming is way backed up. So yes, we do have one planned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. When the pony was flying around, I noticed that the screen was sometimes shaking. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, no, it's just that's something that happens with just the engine of itself. Is sort of not sure how to handle flying. You don't see a lot of MMOs with a lot of flying, and that's just that's just a thing that happens. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if there's a specific reason, but yeah, I can tell you it wouldn't happen though if because there's first-person capability, so it wouldn't be happening if you did that. So I can't give you a technical reason. Do you?
I'm just a writer. I don't know how to cameras.
All right. Yeah. No. Sorry. That's the best I can do.
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I was wondering if you're going to be able to make so that people can create custom stories. Like when people finish your campaign, would there be fan-made ones?
Okay, that's really interesting. There is a lot of fan content that obviously we would like to be able to put in, and another one of those things is just people uploading their own custom cutie marks, etc. A lot of that, especially the writing bits, would be very, very difficult to properly moderate. Make sure that everything is up to the standards we would need on an official server, etc. And we're sort of in talks about which aspects we would eventually be allowed to have more input on, but at the time that is as far as that's really gone, and I can't give you any specifics, unfortunately, on that, just that it's sort of being considered right now.
We may be announcing something about that fairly soon, probably at around Everfree Northwest. So do keep an ear out. But yeah, no, there's definitely something like that in the works.
Thank you.
Hey. I was wondering what other cities might be planned. Like, are you planning to put in like the larger cities like Manhattan in or something?
Stalliongrad. I'm sorry, I'm really hyped for Stalliongrad. Yeah, we do have a lot of other cities planned. Actually, not a lot. About how many more? 5? 5 more cities?
How many are in there now? 4?
4.
Then yeah, exactly 5 more
Yeah.
was the plan.
So yes, Manhattan, and Applewood, and
Wait, do you really want me to just list?
yeah, list them.
Okay, well, this is first time I've done this, but yeah, the cities that we're planning on putting in, finally, or as final, I mean, it's MMO, but the cities that we're planning on putting in for right now are, minus the ones we have already, Applewood, and Stalliongrad, Manhattan, and
Las Pegasus. They're really far in the future. One more.
And
yeah, I think it's
I
Trottingham.
believe the last one is Trottingham.
Yes. So we're looking to have those cities in the game. So does that answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm wondering how much of a city life, how many city life mechanics are you going to implement into the game? Like how in the typical MMO they ask you to go about into a open world and go and beat up some monsters and whatnot. I'm wondering since it's a pony medium, are you going to attempt to implement city life mechanics to incentivize staying in the city outside of quests, or are you just going to do this entirely through quests?
Can you give me an example of like a city life mechanic that you're referring to?
Oh, my examples are limited, but when I was playing the G mod, there's a mod for Gary's mod called Dark RP, where the entire playable area is the city. There's no real monsters. You have to function in the city. There's a salary mechanic, I think, too, that if you simply stay logged in, you get some funds or whatnot. But yeah, do you have any plans for city life mechanics?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think once we get more crafting systems in, that kind of thing is going to become really feasible. We are trying to, make it seem as much like a living, breathing world as possible, and that's adding things like that. I mean, the game's economy right now is very primitive, and when we get more craftable items in, we will want to have players, NPCs, etc., with more involvement in that sort of thing. We also are trying to make it seem more like a living thing by we do have a mechanic in that I'm not sure if it's working in this iteration. It was at one point, and we've been trying to fix it up a bit, but that we'll have the NPCs move to different locations at different times of day, like so they can go to work, and then when it's nighttime they can go back home, sort of stuff like that. Which I think would definitely help with the immersion in that regard. Does that answer your question?
I think so, because I don't want to drag out the inquiry too long. Thanks.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so first and most importantly, 1, are you going to leave the butt scooting animation in? And 2, are you going to fix the monsters so that when you're playing as a Pegasi, trying to fight them, you can easily bug them out by simply flying up into the air, or, in the case of the dragon, standing in it so that its attacks don't hit you? Because people have farmed that mob very, very easily doing that method.
I've done that plenty of times. It's really fun. Okay, your first question, what was your first question? I'm sorry.
First question was butt scooting, and personally,
yes, I love the butt scooting, and
I definitely don't want to take away everyone's ability to have butt scooting races. There have been a few people who have brought that up and been like, hey, are we gonna like leave this in like as it is? And the answer that we basically came to is no, we're not going to leave butt scooting in exactly as it is now, because it just kind of looks
you all right there, buddy?
about as glitchy as, something like that just happened. But
Yes, that happens too sometimes, where you'll find mobs, the dragon specifically, in the ground.
But we don't plan on removing the butt scooting in its current iteration until we have a replacement that is basically the same thing but better, essentially, so that you can still have what is, a butt scoot race.
We will only make it better.
Yeah, we're just going to add it as a feature, basically, and so it's not a glitch anymore.
Yes, because nothing's more funnier than seeing 20 book horses chasing a flash sentry around on their butts.
Oh, agreed.
That was hilarious. That was really fun.
As for the combat glitches, obviously we will want to try and tune that up so that that's less exploitable, especially when we get the experience system in and everything.
That's the primary issues you've seen with the Dragon and with the Pegasus flying is with nav mesh issues with which we had some trouble with Unity in. But the problem in particular is that the nav mesh didn't get completely done in this area. Which is why things fall through the ground and it's just like oops. That is something we aim to fix up. So yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
I was just wondering if you guys were thinking of implementing a system where maybe a Brony YouTuber could come onto the server and maybe do Q&As on like weekends as an event. Would you guys ever consider adding that, or do you guys have like a system already that you're thinking of?
Yes, definitely. We definitely consider that. Because right now they could essentially do that. We don't have anything like official for that. But yeah, no, YouTubers can definitely come on. And we actually have at the auction house, we've had people go in and use that as a speaking platform. People put on plays. And people also, there was a guy who was doing stand-up last time. It wasn't very funny. It was very funny because of the situation, but it wasn't like, okay, never mind. He was doing a lot of chemistry jokes, but there wasn't much reaction. He was actually, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. So yes, I highly encourage everyone who goes onto the game to share it. Anybody can YouTube with this. Yeah, we don't have an official means to do that, but people are definitely free to do so. And if you guys contact me, I might be able to tweet about it or something on the Legends of Equestria social media. So, thank you.
Will there be let me try to think of this instead of perspective. Will there be offline like a story mode, or for mobile maybe?
We don't have any plans for offline, I'm afraid. And no plans for mobile as well. I don't actually think it can run on mobile.
I don't think that's ever going to be a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think. I think it's too big to run. Are you okay? Dry.
I mean, we are going to have a story mode. It's just not going to be in
playable offline as we understand it now. So no plans for that currently. Thank you.
All right, earlier you were talking about bugs and such. Will you be leaving the glitches to get into the Castle of the Pony Sisters within the game?
Okay, here's the thing. I like the castle. Everybody likes the castle. I have no idea why it's inaccessible right now. So you should be able to get there. We've planned for you to be able to get there because it's a beautiful model, and you should be able to get there in a future version of the game. So we probably will make it actually accessible, not via glitching.
But until that future version, will it still be accessible by those glitches? The
Yes.
unicorns teleporting and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Decidedly.
Okay, good.
Getting there by
That's a fun place
glitch
to
is
get.
like really fun too, because
Yeah.
it's a cool secret thing. Then so
Let's call it a feature.
Yeah, until we actually make it an accessible area for real. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't let people still come to the challenge of getting there themselves and everything. It's cool.
Good to know.
All right, thank you.
I have two questions. The first question is, are you guys going to do something like chat bubbles? I noticed y'all did a chat system with scrolling tests, but I usually get lost in those kind of things sometimes. But they had a really good chat system. I don't know if you ever played Star Wars Galaxies, where it would kind of pop up above the person's head.
Actually, they do that right now. You can't see it with the player, but you can see it with the other player characters who are players.
Since there's no other player characters on the map right now, we can't really demonstrate, but they do have the text go above their heads. It's not in a bubble, so it does get a little bit difficult to read at times.
Yeah.
Did, like with a black text and a white bubble, kind of made it look like chat.
Okay, so just sort of to highlight it with some kind of box or something. Okay.
We haven't considered that, but that's a good idea, and so we'll see. We'll talk to 2D about getting it in.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to 2D, but thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm hoping this one's not a long question. You guys have any thing for player housing? I know it's kind of.
We
were talking about it. Probably do instances or something like that. But.
Yeah. No, we know it's a really in-demand feature. A lot of people would like to see. We're not sure that it's ever really going to be feasible.
It's going to be a lot of strain on the servers,
If we ever do get to something like that, instance player housing, that would be way in the
years down the line.
Yeah.
So we'd hope to, but probably not. Sorry about that.
I was going to say, in Star Wars Galaxies, they had their load on demand, but you'd go to planets and it would just be barren wastelands of houses with nobody there.
Okay.
So it was really bad. So I think the instance way is probably the best way to go.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I had more of a graphics design, sort of UI design sort of question. I was just curious if there was going to be, this sounds so silly, but is there going to be a wider selection of fonts in the future? Because right now what we have is a little bit hard to read.
You know what? We decided on the font years and years and years ago. We haven't revisited it, but we don't. We haven't talked about that because it's a low priority, but we will.
Right.
Because I don't know how I feel about the font, but yeah, no, we should definitely talk about it.
The current font isn't bad. It's just not. It's super stylized, so it's something that you only use kind of in certain places.
Yeah, I think when the chat box comes up, you don't want it to be in that font over and over and over.
Right. Something serif. All right. That was it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I have two quick questions, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is, really, really far down the road, do you ever foresee an adaptation to the Oculus Rift or something with because I heard you mention first person, and I was thinking maybe.
Okay, that's actually a very good question.
If I'm not mistaken, does Unity 5 allow for Oculus Rift capabilities? Anybody know that?
I think.
Yes. Yes.
But it takes a lot of processing power.
A lot of processing power. Okay. So, strictly speaking, we have that capability right now. Well, I've seen people use the Oculus Rift on it. Not officially, but it is going to be possible. Yes.
I've seen that. People have played our game with Oculus Rift before.
Yeah, I've seen the screen caps.
Really cool. Wow, can we get that at a con?
We should try. Yeah.
That would be amazing. I would love to play with Oculus Rift. Okay,
yeah, no, that'd be cool.
Sorry,
so, yes.
I wasn't aware we had that. Great.
And my second question was, so, from what I've seen so far, and I haven't played the game, unfortunately, I plan on it, but it looks like beyond like race-wise, it doesn't look like there's a very strong like faction sort of thing. And I was wondering if that would be like, a thing with like, NLR sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah, we don't have any plans for, big faction type things right now. We do have plans for herds, parties, and I don't think there's any of that in the storyline, Bloomberg?
Factions?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we have any plans for that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
So I had 2 questions. So my first question is, with the physics engine you guys are running, would you guys be able to ever, maybe in the future, move to particle hair?
Particle hair, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not a programmer, but not that I don't think that would be possible for us.
I think it's been brought up and basically shut down before, but I couldn't tell you exactly why, just because, it's my job to, hear, no, we don't have that feature, and then, okay, let's not use it then. Sorry about that.
Sculpting is a lot easier, so I understand.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot easier.
My second question is, I'm DJ Tempest. I'm DJing at Everfree, TEMP3ST.
Okay.
Would you guys ever in the future allow DJs to do live events on the game?
Yes, that has been something we've been pushing for a long time.
We actually did it once.
We did it once, and the problem is that the programming is inconsistent. So we do want to get that so that could happen more often.
I should talk to you guys later.
Yeah, you definitely should, and definitely send an email to either dev team at Legends of Equestria or support or you could email me, Blue Ink at Legends of Equestria. But yeah, no, that's definitely a thing that we can and want to do, and we even want to work with some of the pony radio networks to have their radio on as well. So yeah, it's something we really want programmatically, but our programming has been kind of in a flux because first we redid the server system completely, and then just thing after thing for programming. But that's something we're really hoping for.
Yeah, and just to let you know, your renders are smooth for that shading. I love it.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to quickly ask, you guys are totally going to immortalize Horse forever with your own NPC, right?
No.
I mean, I don't know.
No.
I tried.
R.I.P. in peace, Horse.
Okay, so I have one question. Will there ever be, will it ever be possible for characters to join the Roller Guard, the Night Guard, various things like, those groups? Because honestly, for me, I find that very interesting, be a Roller Guard, actually do something instead of in the show being like, I'm gonna stand here being stupid.
Actually, we do have a couple quests in right now where you work for the Royal Guard. We don't have any plans right now to have you fill those sorts of jobs. So actually, later on, jobs are a thing.
Yeah, to an extent. I don't think it...
And randomly the lights turn off.
I'm sorry. What happened?
I think
all right, yeah.
Time's up.
Yeah, time's up. Oh, okay. All right, thank you guys. All right, we got one more question. Let's sneak it in really quick. Oh,
Yep.
There you go, one more question.
There's one more question.
Thank you.
One question. All right. Who is your musician for the game? Because I love all the songs and I just can't stop listening to them.
We have a few. We have Hirosashi Andrew, who did, I think, the most tracks that you can currently hear.
Yeah, I believe him and
Dream Cloud?
Dream Cloud.
Dream Cloud. Yeah, I think those are the ones you've heard today. I'm not sure, but I think those are the ones.
Yeah. Tell them I say thank you because I can't stop listening to them. They bring me tears.
Yeah, no, they're really fantastic. But
I love them.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I will tell them. All right. I think that's it. So thanks everyone for coming. We hope you liked the game. And
thanks Abacus for running the game for us.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course to the con for having us here.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Enjoy the con.